All right, so the follow-up to my concept video. Let's see what grades these got. So this is number one. What did you guess? Just a reminder, pretty sharp looking. I guessed this was going to get a 6. That was my guess on this one. So this actually, I gotta figure this out. Okay, so I guess the number one was a 6. For number 2, I guess that was a 4.5, 4.5. For number 3, it's not a little bit staining. I guess this one was a 3. Number 4, a little mark up here. I guess this one was a 5. Number 5, really sharp. I guess that this one was a 7. And then number 6, I cheated because I actually know the grade of this card. This one has a really beautiful front, just pretty much just as nice as any of the best over there, but it's got these stains on the back. So I was pretty sure that was a 1.5. I actually thought this could have gone, when I first sent it in, higher than that, but it is what it is. And then finally, this last one that I have not sent in, which we will not be able to figure out if I'm right or not. I actually thought this was in that 4 or 5 range. So, you know, the bottom corners aren't perfect, so it's not going to get a 6+, but I could see it getting a 4 or a 5. The front usually is more important for grading, and looks really nice. All right, so what I want to do now, I have not actually revealed these to myself yet. I will take the tape off and see how close I was. All right, here it goes, the big reveal. So the first one, I thought it was going to get a 6. So this is one of the nicest copies of this card I've ever seen. And, I was wrong. So this is actually my 7. So this is one of 2 copies ever graded a 7. And the other one, if you actually go on 130 point, you can look up. The other one that's graded a 7 did not deserve a 7. So this is actually the nicest graded copy of this card that's out there. But I was wrong. I thought that was the 6. It was actually the 7. So let's see if we got the other ones right or wrong. So the second one, I thought was a 4.5, and it was actually a 2.5. So this one here actually was probably the reason that made me even think to do this video. I cannot understand how this got a 2.5, but there is a good chance that this might be going back to PSA to see if maybe the second time they have a little bit different things to say about it. But anyway, really nice copy. This was actually the newest addition to my Sobers collection. Just bought that one. And yeah, I will say this, 100% for sure, this 2.5 is nicer than the other 7 that's out there. And if you don't believe me, go into 130point.com, type in 1957 Barratt Sobers, and scroll through until you see a PSA auction for a Sober 7, and take a look at that card, and you will be agreeing with me. All right, so the third one, this was the one that was a little bit stained. I thought it was going to get a 3. Number 3 got a 3. All right, so nailed that one. Number 4, this one was quite nice. I thought I was going to get a 5. Nailed that one too. So got the 5, and then how about for my number 5? This one I thought was going to get a 7, which obviously I was wrong. This is the 6. So, these two are the two nicest copies of this card that I've ever seen, and maybe the two nicest copies of this card ever graded by PSA. So happy to have those in my collection. And then finally, number 6, 1.5, and I kind of alluded to this. I was pretty sure on that. So the only one we don't know about, this here copy. And to me, it's in the same ballpark as, was it this one that got the 5? So, if I compare these two, this is the one that got a 5 here. This has a little stain up there. Let's see, the centering is maybe a little bit better. This 5 actually has really good centering. This one's not too bad. Surface looks good, and then the backs, this one's actually blocked by this, but back looks good. Actually, I need to check to see if that's a mark or not, but overall, I think a 4 is probably a conservative bet there. And I'd also say for this one that I'm going to resubmit. So I'll send those two in. Hopefully I'll get a 4 and a 5, or a couple of 5s if I'm really optimistic, but at least a couple of 4s. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments, what were you most surprised about? And what do you think about grading? I know in the U.S. card market, grading's just been around for a lot longer, so I think people are comfortable with it. But I've just noticed with the overseas collectors, grading's definitely getting more popular. Seeing a lot more Australian and Indian collectors especially grade, seeing some UK collectors grade. But then there's also a lot of people that say it's a waste of money, that it's a crock, and if you spent your money and your time to send this card in and got a 2.5 back, you might agree.